What's going on, guys? This is Jack here, aka the Fitness Butler, and it has been a while. It's probably been at least 2 years since I've done a video actually talking to the camera, so this is going to be a bit weird. I'm so used to pre-recording footage and then recording the audio over the top, so it's a big occasion today, so I thought I'd make a face-to-face or face-to-camera style video for a bit of a change. This today marks my 1 year anniversary of no alcohol. So it's been one entire year since I've consumed a single drop of alcohol. And I thought I'd make a video about it because it's quite a controversial topic. It shocks people when I tell them, particularly people who knew how I used to be, how crazy I used to go. I used to drink on a night out. So yeah, it shocks people for sure. And I just wanted to share my thoughts, talk about a couple of things. I've been quite vocal about how my opinion and approach to alcohol has changed over the past couple of years. Sorry, not couple of years, the past year since I stopped drinking. And yeah, no, I just, essentially the main points I wanted to cover was how I feel with myself physically, mentally, how it's impacted my life, how it could impact your life. And this is in no way a means of trying to convince anybody or convert anyone to not drinking. If you drink, absolutely fine. I don't judge you, just as you shouldn't judge me for not drinking. I do not judge you for drinking. To each his own. I think everyone's got to have a treat in life. I want to say that as a little disclaimer, that you need to have treats in life, whether that is alcohol or a donut or a packet of crisps, a cigar, whatever. All these things, they're not good for you, but in moderation, it's okay to enjoy treats in life, right? But I think the truth is that when I used to drink alcohol, I didn't drink it in moderation. I feel as though, I know you shouldn't really label yourself, I feel as though I had quite an addictive personality. And when applied to positive things like training and exercise, that was good. But when applied to negative things like alcohol and nights out, not so good. Not having that off switch or the willpower to sort of stop when you've had your fill. And I was one of those sort of typical kind of what do you call it, like a kind of binge drinker, in the sense that, which is what most people in the UK do, right? Not just the younger generations, but most people binge drink. It's, okay, sure, you do get the occasional one glass of wine a nighters or one can of beer a night, but generally speaking, particularly in the UK, because it's so culturally accepted and normalised now, not just through media and film and TV, but just society and your peers and your parents, like, you don't really drink much through the week, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you go hard, right? Go hard or go home, or that sort of thing. And I was one of those people. That was how I drank. I'd have nothing up until Friday night, and then Friday night would be a big sesh, maybe Saturday night, maybe even Sunday on a heavy weekend. And this all sort of stemmed from a couple of really heavy nights, being very hungover, feeling awful, guilty, poor decisions that happened during the consumption, like the intoxication, and then post-intoxication. So like poor eating choices, skipping the gym, sleeping in, wasting the weekends. Essentially, my girlfriend and I just made a decision. We said, let's just take a break from drinking. I'm fed up of being hungover. We're fed up of feeling rough. Take a month out or whatever. And the month went by. Started to kind of get used to it. Started to actually enjoy it. Initially, you miss it because you're so, what's the word? Not brainwashed. You're so accustomed to doing it, you're so used to it, right? It's like a habit, it's habitual, almost like a dependency, because every Friday night you're just ready to go again. And initially you miss it, and then it starts to get easier, and then you start to enjoy it, and you start to actually realise that having to face reality and things that you weren't facing when you were drinking starts to happen. So, for example, I realised I had slight social anxiety. I never knew that until I stopped drinking. I was essentially using alcohol as a means to mask that, to have this liquid courage or confidence on a night out. And I think a big thing as well, and this is really deep, and I think this I hope it resonates with some people. I mean, a lot of people will probably roll their eyes at this, but I really do sort of ardently believe this. I was running away from myself when I was drinking alcohol and other stuff, on a night out. Anyone who drinks heavily, takes drugs, anything like that, you're running away from yourself. You're running away from problems. You're running away from yourself, from your life, because essentially alcohol distorts your reality. You're poisoning your brain and your body to create this false reality and escape from your actual self, from your actual life. And sure, like some people maybe, I was in denial about this for years, right? Some people may still be in denial about it now. You may listen to this and think, oh, that's not me. But the truth is, you are poisoning your brain and your body to think and feel and perceive a world, like the world in a way that isn't your own, right? You're getting yourself out of your own head, and you're allowing a poison, which alcohol is ethanol, which is it recognizes a poison in the human body. And the further away I've distanced myself from alcohol, the more I've realized how crazy it is that I consumed it as I did. Fun fact, actually, I can't tell you the specific statistics, but Google it. Alcohol kills more people in the world than any other drug. It kills more people than any other drug, and yet it is so socially accepted and normalized. You're actually the weirdo or the boring one or the sensible, no fun guy, the odd one out if you don't drink, right? And that's a lot of the comments I've sort of faced since I've stopped drinking. I think it's really important that you face reality and you enjoy life without needing to like chemically alter the functions of your brain and your body, right? To actually have to enjoy a night out, enjoy a setting, a place, a bar, a venue, the company of the people you're with, right? Without having to chemically alter your brain to enjoy that. Because it is a dependency, you're becoming dependent on it to enjoy yourself, to have fun. My friendship circles have changed. This is a big change. I mean, I realised I was using I was using certain friendships and people as a means to almost sort of mask my own problems with alcohol. And to those people, and I'm sure they know who they are, the people I used to hang around with, I obviously apologise. I've come to terms with that now. I feel I'm a better person, a far better person now. I've distanced myself from alcohol. But I think you surround yourself with like-minded people that like to focus, the main focus of a night out is heavy drinking. And now myself, my girlfriend and I, we've found the friends that weren't that fussed about drinking have become closer friends, and the friends that were interested in heavy nights and drinking, that then friendships start to dissipate, they fade away. So yeah, sure, friendships have changed a lot. A big thing, a real positive as well, the main thing that I wanted to touch upon is my mental health. I did suffer with my mental health. I've had therapy. I'm quite open about this. I talked to a lot of my clients and friends about this. And since I've stopped drinking, my mental health has been so much better. I don't get lows, highs. I'm able to, I've used other things, of course, therapy sessions, meditation, mindfulness, exercise, going on lovely walks outside in nature, spending time with family, friends, loved ones, can help massively impact and positively impact your mental health. But removing alcohol completely from my life has seriously helped me improve my mental health. Another positive, I've saved so much money, right? You don't realise, particularly for someone like me who gets silly on a night out and buys rounds of shots and rounds of drinks and goes too far, spends too much money. Not only the money you spend on the food and the booze and the rounds of drink, but just on the taxis home because you can't drive, all that money that I was wasting on, liquid essentially to make me feel happy or giggly for a couple of hours, I need to then feel worse the next day. That money is now being invested. I've invested in stocks and shares. I've treated myself to a lovely new car. I've invested in my business. I've gone on some lovely trips with my girlfriend. That is money that I've been able to save and spend on channel into positive things rather than wasting it on what I now deem to be a negative thing, which is alcohol and other things as well. And a big thing as well is my physique, my diet, my energy levels are better. So I found when I was drinking alcohol, obviously the excessive amount of calories you consume from alcohol cannot be counteracted by the gym. If you have 9 pints on a night out, right, that's 4,000 calories. You will not burn 3,000 or 4,000 calories in an hour gym session. You'll be lucky to burn 300, about 10% of that. Unless you want to spend 10 hours in the gym, which is physically impossible anyway, you're not going to be able to undo the abuse that you put your body through at the weekend, right? Less stressed. I feel less stressed. Of course, in life, you're going to feel stressed. It's impossible not to feel stressed. But since I've removed alcohol from my life, generally speaking, my cortisol levels, the stress hormone, has dropped. The baseline has dropped. That's it, really. I think that generally life has got better. Like, of course, you're always going to face problems in life. Life's never going to be plain sailing, right? Like, I have got some health problems at the moment that I'm working through that I believe were exacerbated by alcohol. I've always struggled with irritable bowel syndrome my whole life. And alcohol definitely made that worse. But that's something I'm still struggling with a little bit now that I'm trying to work through. But generally speaking, like sleep, energy, fitness, body, mental health, like financially. There's so many reasons why my life has become better because of the removal of alcohol. And a little point to touch upon. This is something I actually saw in an interview. Tom Holland, the actor that portrays Spider-Man, most of you will probably know him. He made a really interesting point, and I thought I'd nick that point and use it in this video. I've written it down. Listen to this, right? Create an imaginary scenario where the phenomenon of alcohol just doesn't exist. So you're in a world where alcohol is not a thing. And someone approaches you and they say, so I've got this new drink. It's going to make you stupid, aggressive, paranoid, insensitive. It's going to make you fat. It's going to mess up your sleep. And it'll make you feel ill for days after. It'll kill more people than any other drug on the planet. And it's going to cost you a fortune. What's the likelihood of you asking to try that drink? Right? When you put it like that on paper, when you look at the statistics of what alcohol does to people, to the body, how it can cause early onset like Alzheimer's, dementia, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, heart problems, heart complications, brain complications. It literally depletes your brain cells. It poisons your body. It makes food that you consume get stored as fat because the body hyper expresses the metabolism to break down the poison that is the alcohol. It becomes acetate, an even stronger form of poison. And while your body's prioritizing removing the poison from your system, all of the food that you eat in and around that night of drinking gets stored instantly as fat. Your body cannot utilize the carbs, fats, proteins from the food you eat. Straight away gets stored as fat. That is why people that drink, generally speaking, tend to be overweight. There are some exceptions, people with a hyperactive metabolism, thyroid even, but generally speaking, people that drink tend to be overweight. Yeah, that's it really. That's all I wanted to touch upon. I mean, life has become significantly better. I've moved forward from my past self. I've been able to sort of move on from that, become a better person mentally and physically and financially because of it. Yeah, I mean, and an interesting thing to watch, and I will link this in the description. I'm not sure if any of you will be interested or if any of you listen to podcasts, but the first month of me stopping drinking, I listened to a podcast by Andrew Huberman, quite a famous neurobiologist. You've probably seen him on YouTube and on social media. And it's about an hour or so, maybe 40 minutes, an hour podcast about the effects of alcohol on the human body. And as I say, I'm going to link that in the description of this video. And it's quite terrifying, really. When a scientist breaks down, about all the technical jargon, anatomically, physiologically, what neurochemically, what alcohol does to your brain and your body, when you understand it and it's spelled out in front of you by someone who knows what they're talking about, more so than me, far more so than me, it's kind of terrifying. And that podcast was what made me realise, actually, this is a good decision. I need to plough through and stick with this. Yeah, that's it really. That's all I wanted to touch upon. Sorry, very long video. Don't expect many of you to watch this, but I'd highly recommend an alcohol-free life. I think that even trying a month off to see how you feel, to see how it affects your mood, your sleep, your energy, your relationships, your financial situation, your fitness levels, just give it a month and see how you feel, reevaluate at the end of the month. I think it'll only ever be a positive outcome. I think the chances, unless you have an alcohol dependency, which I think most people do and they don't realise they do, including myself, I used to as well. Even though I was only a Friday night drinker, I wasn't drinking every day. I think most people, particularly people in the UK that are part of that drinking culture, have an alcohol dependency that they're most likely in denial about. I think 9 times out of 10, cleansing your body, your liver, your kidneys, your heart, your brain, your digestive system, everything, just giving it a month off will be the best decision you ever make. And you may even want to continue through into the next month and maybe into the foreseeable future. Who knows? I'm not here to try and sway you or force you into believing anything. This is just my opinion. I mean, obviously, look into the facts yourself. Look into the science behind alcohol, what it does to the body. Make your own informed decision. Yeah, that's it. That's all I really wanted to cover. This is probably the only video I'll make on this now because I plan to stick to an alcohol-free life for the foreseeable future. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys for watching, and be prepared for some more Fitness Butler content because I've got loads of fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, exercise style videos coming out soon. So stay tuned for those. Take care, guys. Bye.